I'll blow this town to smithereens! Time bomb! Try to get up there in time, Spider-Man!
Watch me cut my web, Goblin!
Let's start in 1982 on the Atari 2600. Not only was this the year Spidey would make his video game debut, but it was also the first game based on any Marvel Comics character. Published by Parker Brothers, the 2600 Spider-Man game asked players to don the red and blue suit and foil the Green Goblin's devilish plans. As is the case for many 2600 titles, the gameplay is quite simple. As the web slinger, you must scale a building and defuse bombs. The trick, however, is that Spider-Man can't do whatever a spider can, which includes crawling up the wall. Instead, you can only use webs to move vertically or diagonally. Once you reach the top of the building, you'll find the Green Goblin and his super bomb, which you must defuse to defeat him. While the game does feature pretty good renditions of both Spider-Man and the Green Goblin, it's lacking in actual combat. You don't fight the Green Goblin, trap him in your webs, or anything of the sort. To beat him, you just have to avoid him. In fact, it would be quite a while before fans would actually get to throw a punch in a Spider-Man video game. Spidey's next digital adventure came in the form of 1984's Quest Probe Spider-Man, which was a text-based game that released on various home computers. Developed by Adventure International, Quest Probe was a trilogy of graphical text adventure games starring Marvel characters like the Hulk, Human Torch and the Thing, and Spider-Man. Gameplay consisted of the player typing out inputs that they wanted Spider-Man to perform. There was even a game plan for the X-Men, though Adventure International went bankrupt before it could see the light of day. And that brings us to 1989, the year we could finally fight as Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man and Captain America in Doctor Doom's Revenge released for the Commodore 64 and other personal computers. It's an arcade-style side-scrolling beat-em-up where you swap between the Webhead and Captain America. And in addition to Doctor Doom, it saw you fight classic Marvel baddies such as the Hobgoblin, Electro, and an enraged Hulk, who was actually Mysterio in disguise all along. Unfortunately, as cool as it may sound, the game was criticized for its unresponsive controls, overall slow gameplay, and weak story. Now, before Spider-Man saw his next starring role, he made a short cameo as a boss character in The Revenge of Shinobi on Sega Genesis. In the earliest version of the game, the Spider-Man looking character was a shapeshifter who would transform into a Batman-like character once defeated. In later versions, Batman was removed entirely, leaving Spider-Man as the sole character you'd fight. Unfortunately, this licensing agreement was only temporary and actually prevented the game from re-releasing for years. In fact, it wasn't until 2009 that the Wii's Virtual Console got a version of the game that swapped Spidey's classic red for pink.